Well, we're here with Kangaroos veteran Cooper Cronk. Cooper, does the feeling change at all when you throw on that green and gold, or is it the same as that day when you made your debut in selection?
Yeah, I think it is. Obviously you come with experience and you know what's ahead of you in terms of the game and the preparation, but once you pull on that jersey, run out on the field, sing the national anthem, yeah, it doesn't get more special than that, whether you've done it 10 times, 20 times, or Lockie, who's done it a lot more times than that. So yeah, it's special, it's an honour, and I love looking forward to it every time we get the opportunity.
You made your Kangaroos debut back in 2007 in Wellington, where you played a test match. What are your memories of that occasion?
Yeah, it was a special night. It was on the back of winning my first competition, so it was a bit of a whirlwind year for me. But yeah, I remember being in a similar situation to this. There was a lot of debutants in that team. Went over to Wellington and played really well, got the victory. And I remember being quite emotional when the national anthem was playing. Obviously, friends and family made the trip to see the game, and I always sort of reflect on things like that. But debut in 2007 does make me a little bit older than I'd like to think. But I think every time, whether it's your first game or your 20th, it's very, very special.
And as you mentioned, a very new look side this year. Is obviously a different feeling for you coming into this camp.
Yeah, it's exciting. Like the theory that young guys can feed the old guys for excitement, enthusiasm, and but this always happens at some stage. There's the one thing I've learned over my career in the NRL, whether it's representative football or just Melbourne Storm, is there's always kids waiting for an opportunity. And the scariest thing is once they get that opportunity, they seem to run with it and become pioneers or very cornerstone performers of whatever team they're in. So look, it is exciting. I'm looking forward to meeting them, looking forward to developing the combinations, and even more so playing for Australia.
There's been the words next gen thrown around a little bit in the last couple of days. Is that what this is, the next generation of players that we're seeing that are going to be there maybe in 6 years' time as that awesome combination that we see in the side that we've seen in the last 6 years? Yeah,
look, I think there's no doubt that with the changes, people are entitled to make their assessment of it. But I wouldn't go writing off the guys who are here, not here through injury. They're very passionate players for their country. They love representing the green and gold. So, look, they've been given an opportunity, these young guys, and I'll be doing everything possible to make their experience a very enjoyable one and improve them as footballers. And but I wouldn't be writing off the other guys. I think they are, some of them are very, very good contributors to the Australian jersey and want to be a part of it for a lot longer yet.
Going into a Four Nations tournament, England, New Zealand, Samoa this year. What are you going to do to help these young guys get prepared for such a big amount of game time, and if they get their chance to play, what are going to be the things that you're giving them tips about going into this tournament?
First and foremost, those guys wouldn't have been selected if they can't play the game of rugby league. They've all played at different levels, whether it's winning competitions or playing successful NRL campaigns. So you can sit there and tell them what they can expect and give them an insight, but the way you develop confidence, strength and trust is through training. So whether you're a centre or a back rower, it's my job to sort of provide combinations with them, do what I do on the field. This is what works here, this isn't what will work here, and then just really work hard on the training paddock. There's no formula to playing well. It's all about hard work, and that all gets done on the training paddock. So we'll get to know each other, develop a few conversations, but at the end of the day, when it comes to training, we'll train really hard and develop the confidence from that.
Any names in particular out of the young guys that you're looking forward to working alongside?
Look, I want to have a look at obviously Dylan Walker and guys in the centre combination, which will be familiar for my position. Obviously Tupu and those guys on the wing that have athletic ability like no other in the competition. So to take advantage of that with a kicking game or something like that, that's something that I'm looking forward to developing that combination. But also just to get to know them, what their families like, what their backgrounds are, and how they are as people. So at the end of the day, when you go out and play football for your country, you need to know the guy who is next to you and trust them, and hopefully I can give them a little bit of an insight and just have a really good time.
I'm sure they'll all be, pretty excited and stoked to be here wearing the green and gold as well. But are you going to talk to them about how special that moment is when you're out there, singing the national anthem before a game like this?
Look, I'm not sure it's my individual responsibility or anything like that. You like to think that the inexperienced guys or the kids in the team will come forward and ask the questions. But I think my role is to develop them as footballers on the field, teach them the combinations, what works in a test match, what doesn't, and sort of give them a few tips, what I like to do, what they like to do, and take that into the structures that Tim sets for us. So it's exciting. It really is. I've had a bit of a break now from football. It's been 5-6 weeks since I've played a game, and I'm eager to get back on the training field, play a bit of football, and meet these new guys.
And Tim, obviously, he's got a big job on his hands. He's been able to kind of sit back and just kind of watch over the last 6 years, I guess, because you've already had those combinations formed. How hard is it going to be for him now, working with almost clean slate?
Yeah, that'll be the question. Tim's obviously a very good coach. He's the most successful Australian coach there's been, and he'll develop that. He's had an insight with the Prime Minister's game. I think most of those guys played in that. But yeah, I think the thing is, it just comes back to the leadership group as well. It's not all about Tim. It's about the responsibility of the leadership of the Australian team to provide that background and develop these kids. And at the end of the day, you're a very good footballer, you're representing Australia and you deserve to be here, so let's go out and showcase your skills and play really well.
And it'll be a special occasion, I guess, if you make it to Wellington to try and defend that title. Will that bring back some memories for you of that Test appearance in 2007?
Oh yeah, look, it's a bit of a 360-degree sort of story, but for me, I think the fact is, for that to happen, we need to start off really well, and the most important thing for me is the next training session, developing those combinations. Then after that, we'll focus on the next training session, then we'll attack New Zealand, the big doubleheader here at Suncorp Stadium on Saturday night.